Yeah. Well, Bruno. Oh, look at that little squirrel. Look at an acorn. Look, hey, mate. Hey, buddy. Look at him run down the fence. Go on your bows here. Hey, mate. Hello. Look here, look. There he is there. Look, see him. Look at the end of the fence, the little fella. The little guy. Hello. Hey, I said Ronaldo will score a hat-trick, so... And I've put a bet on England 3-1, Harry Kane first goal. What's your predictions for the England game tonight? Who you got? Who you got? I reckon England 3-1. I'm gonna change my prediction from 3-1. Alright, people. My bad. Yeah, go on, we'll have a bit of this before we go in.
Expert urology care at the London Clinic.
Who you got? What do you man saying?
I know you're gonna dig this.
Care for the comments today, you know, Charlie, brother. It's me and you, brother.
Scared my guy.
Fuck's sake. Alright, mom, you got me feeling emotional out here, you know. I swear, man, I love you.
Hey, mom, she's in the studio.
Hell, man.
Hey, let's make some history, bro.
Yo, see, there's a complicated part of my story I need to tell. Every member of my family's been a resident in hell. I never spoke about the attempted murder sat in a cell. Every question, no comment, faces never ring a bell. I had my mother sitting with me in the interview, hiding my phone. I could never understand, she didn't want to let me go. Smudging on my fingerprints, how was I supposed to know? The policeman had intelligence, digging me a deeper hole. First time I seen regret in my mother's eyes, I guess she blamed herself. Nearly swapped my freedom for a prison cell. God give me a second chance, all the other soldiers fell. Walking out the station, was she happy? I just couldn't tell. Bang, bang, this murder's taking place in my gang. My boy's basically a hitman for a couple of grand. The judge hit him with a 33. Murder squad was digging deep. I just cornered like a sheepdog would do a flock of sheep. Still I'm in the roads heavy. He said he would stop me up. Turned up with his gang, they're trying to fuck me up. I called my uncle panicking. He said, are you man enough? Broken knuckle, self-defense.
I'm only doing a half an hour live because the England game is on. Well, Portugal, the second half is on. So, I said Ronaldo scored a hat-trick, but I didn't put a bet on it. But England 3-1, Harry Kane, I have put a bet on. So, I'm going 3-1 to England, Harry Kane first goal.
Taking my bandana off. Then the guy turned up at my mother's house on Very New Road. His mother driving, she was angry because of what she'd been told. As she's banging down the door, I see my mother turn cold. She pulled her earrings out, ready to go.
How come every time you step into my studio, you give a man goosebumps like that?
See, there's a complicated part of my story I need to tell. Every member of my family's been a resident in hell. I never spoke about the attempted murder sat in a cell. Every question, no comment, faces never ring a bell. I had my mother sitting with me in the interview, hiding my phone. I could never understand, she didn't wanna let me go. Smudging all my fingerprints, how was I supposed to know? The policeman had intelligence, digging me a deeper hole. First time I seen regret in my mother's eyes, I guess she blamed herself. Nearly swapped my freedom for a prison cell. God give me a second chance, all the other soldiers fell. Walking out the building, was she happy? I just couldn't tell. Bang, bang, this murder taking place in my gang. My boy's basically a hitman for a couple of grand. The judge hit him with a 33. Murder squad were digging deep, had us cornered like a sheep. Dog would do a flock of sheep. Still I'm in the roads heavy. He said he would stab me up. Turned up with these guys, they're trying to fuck me up. I called my uncle panicking. He said, are you man enough? Broken knuckles, self-defense, taking my bandana off. Then the guy turned up at my mother's house on Very New Road. His mom driving, she was angry because of what she'd been told. And she's banging down the door, I see my mother turn cold. She pulled her earrings out, ready to go. The guy's mom must have been twice my mother's size, but still she didn't give a fuck. His mother ran away, my mom's the first woman I love. The guy stayed sat in the car, it's him that started the crud. He's lucky I didn't start smashing it up. My boiling blood has got me on the block every day. Cause marijuana had me crumbling my life away. To God I had to pray, dear Lord, I just pray you keep my mother safe. And can you take the pain away? I see it in her face, there's an argument. I see glass breaking in my heart again. For my mom I'd fight the world, on the pitch I play defense. If they touch her cardigan, I set fire to the boob. I would've burned down Parliament like Guy Fawkes. Bonfire night, we'd let them fly. 32 shot repeater, fireworks on every side. You're listening to a man that really nearly seen his mother die young. I used to cry, I had to pull myself together. Got a brave face on, I shot my JDZ media, that's a bass song. I had 50 plans ready to drop. I'm still talking about the sawn off shot. Like my city wasn't hot, rapping was my last chance. If the fire in the booth didn't bang, I would've stopped shooting videos. So fans, the dots are only up in Liverpool. I'm looking for bands, I need the boxes to multiply. I got bigger plans, so then I spoke to my cousin in Jamaica, told him hold on. I was stacking money, but I needed to get my bro on. Felt the devil brush past my shoulder, that was broke on. If you have to take me next, cool, but please don't take my mom. Start watching my life from the front row. Flash before my eyes, I was on fool. Staring down the barrel of a snub nose. Nearly gave the devil what he asked for, yeah. Cause they don't really love you. You can't really trust no one. The way your mother loves you. She'll love you to the day she's gone. Start watching my life from the front row. Flash before my eyes, I was on full. Staring down the barrel of a snub nose. Nearly gave the devil what he asked for, yeah. Cause they don't really love you. You can't really trust no one. The way your mother loves you. She'll love you to the day she's said watching your life from the front row. Flash before her eyes.
What's your predictions for the England game tonight? Put your money where your mouth is. England 3-1 tonight. Harry Kane, first goal. I'll put a fiver on it. So let's see what happens.
Trust no one. The way your mother loves you. She'll love you to the day she's gone.
Wow! Hey, that was emotional. Your mom's in the studio. I can feel the energy. I know everyone in the studio is like, wow! Speechless. You are an absolute beast, bro.
Thank you.
One of the greatest to do it in the UK, period. I'ma say it. Argue with me if you fucking dare, man. I know what I'm talking about. Credentials strong. And we ain't done yet. We ain't done yet.
Confidence isn't given. It's earned. With a combination of
Richard. I went up and got all that hair on my face. You know, it's mad. You know. Give it an old shave, you know. No, we've had a positive day today now. I said predicted Ronaldo will get a hat-trick. He's on 2. He just needs to get one more. He wants to make a statement, you know, he's not finished. You know, and he has something to offer this World Cup. Like, if Ronaldo gets a hat-trick tonight, the next game, you know, like I said, I've been looking forward to the Scotland game. I'm probably going to watch that with my son the weekend. I'm going fishing this weekend with me boy, you know what I mean? Yeah. Do you reckon severe arthritis in me legs and me knees, Richard? What am I gonna do, bro? Look. Look at the veins in me, bro. See that? Look. Look at me feet. I destroyed, bro. And it's going up over me ankle, over the bone. Look, see? You know, like I said, man, I've fucking destroyed this foot, bro. But look at me ankle. So they're saying I have arthritis in my ankles and in my knees. You know. You bear with that. Haha! Shout out to PD, you Bowser, you. PD, who you going for? England, come on, you're a football guy. I said Portugal, Ronaldo hat-trick before the game. Who you going? Me, that's what I want to ask you. You're a football guy, you're a Liverpool fan. What the fuck happened? England have a chance. I put a fiver on them to win 3-2 or 3-1 tonight, so you know, 3-1, yeah. Now, like, do you know what, right, really irritates me, Stephen, right? You know the way a lot of Irishmen will say, oh, I don't watch England and I'm not a fan of England, and I understand that. But a lot of you, like PD is a Liverpool fan, I'm a Man United fan. I'm a people fan, then I'm a football fan, then I'm a Man United fan. And this is what I'm saying. At the very beginning, me and PD, we didn't get on because somebody planted a seed in his head that wasn't true and tried to cause trouble, and he did too. But yeah, so I know PD is a big Liverpool fan. You know, I'm a big United fan, so I'll be honest with you. I'm back in Scotland and England in the World Cup, you know. Or look, whether you know this or not, the media wants England and Ireland to hate each other, but listen, nowadays we're fighting a common enemy. You know, it's like look at the history between England and Ireland. Our politicians are fucking up our country, you know, and they want England and Ireland to hate each other. But when I moved to England, you know, I realised English people aren't my fucking enemy. You know, English people did for me what my own people didn't do. You know, and I have to take that into consideration. You know, my children are Brits. You know, do I love them any less? Do I? Fuck. PD, I remember PD when PD come. Thomas was only a little baby man, and he looked tiny in his big hands. He might look like a midget, but I tell you what, he's not that small. The lying bastard. He lies about his height. He said he's only 5'10", but he's not. He's about 5'11", the cunt. You know, or he could be 5'10", I'm not too sure, but me and PD, we used to fucking clash like fucking, I don't like using this term, like a fucking house on fire, for obvious reasons, but a couple of people wanted me and PD to fall out with each other, but we connected also with football, you know, and PD's been to my house, you understand, on his fucking own as well. But like I said, if I invite you here, it's for peace reasons. Do you understand? Me neighbours have cameras there. And, like, you know, if I invite you here, like I remember PD, I just seen a video saying, STRAIGHTOUTTABALLYER, I'm in your town. And I reached out to him, I said, bro, there's me address. You know, and you know what? Here's the thing on here, yeah? You know, certain cunts on here that give PD a hard time and say this and that. PD could have shared my address if he wanted to, if he was that much of a cunt. You understand? And I'll tell you one thing, you know what? He's not that kind of fella. I know he can be a bit bowsy sometimes and all, but I've met him. You know, I seen him with my son in his arms. You know, there's another side to Stephen I seen, you know, that I respect. I've a lot of time for him. Like, YouTube is YouTube, but when you meet a man and you're stood in front of him and you shake his hand and he looks you in the eye, you understand? I relate to that. You know, and I think he's a sound fella as well, you know what I mean? He's been to this house, you know. I introduced him to me family, you know. And I told him he's welcome again if he's ever in the city, you know what I mean? He knows where I live. He's welcome, you know. Like we get on, you know. There's one thing with Irish men, we can always resolve our issues because a lot of people want to see us argue. You know, you don't give people what they want. How are you, Luke? I appreciate that. And guys, if you're not sub to Luke there, can you give him shout out to Baldoyle? Dublin 13, get up, yous bowsies. Here, I'm supposed to be watching the Portugal game. I said to myself, I need to have a fucking shave, you know. Like, it's a mad day today. I was at my Roots to Recovery group today, you know, and I met a couple of new people that are new to the group. You know, and a couple of people like saying shit like they feel like they're a burden to their family and shit. And I could relate to that, you know, this lady, right? You know, she was like 66 and she said that she's got a brother who has cancer. She's got a sister who has cancer, stage 4, and she's struggling with self-love. She says she doesn't love herself, she says, and she's spiraling and out of control, and she feels like she's a burden. And I had to interrupt her. I said, love, don't ever think that. Do you understand? Like, you are worth it. You do matter. You are important. You understand? Don't ever think you're a burden, because at the end of the day, if the people that pretend or say that they love you, that you're a burden, when you've been there for them for... And you know what she did for 40 years? She was a nurse. So I nicknamed her today. I called her Florence Nightingale. That's your new name, not Pam. It's Florence. I'm going to call you that. And I had her in stitches, you know what I mean? And she got upset, so I went over and gave her a hug, and she was like, taken back. I'm a hugger, right? But I can... Listen to me, don't fight, don't let that fool you. You know, when it comes to ladies crying and shit like that, I can't watch that. So there was like 11 people in the group today, and no one was standing up to go over, and I give her a hug, and I said, listen, you are important. You know, you do exist, I see you. You understand, and you're welcome, and you're part of this group, and because it's a close group knit of people. From the first session, I've only ever missed one. Last week I had to go and have some physio on my knee, and that's the only reason I couldn't attend. But today I was there early. I was in there with my cup of tea at 10 to 12, waiting, you know, for the rest of the people to come in, and a few come in, and a couple of people are new to the group, like, you understand, like, my name is Sean, and my poison is alcohol and amphetamine. This geezer, like, amphetamine and alcohol is his problem. You know, but a lot of people, Portugal are winning at the moment, yeah. No, you're right, Luke. Before the game started, I said Ronaldo hat-trick. I even made a shirt. I'm going to change my England prediction, right? I'm going to go England 3-1 and Harry Kane to score the first goal, right? Harry Kane in front of goal is fucking lethal. I'll be honest with you, I think he's a smug prick. I think he's arrogant. But maybe because of his characteristics, one part of it, is arrogance. Maybe that's one of the reasons why he's one of the best fucking strikers in world football. Do you understand? He's banging them in for fun at Munich. It's like he's a fucking, like I said, he's a nightmare to defend against. But I should have put my money where my mouth was earlier on and putting a fiver on Ronaldo to score a hat-trick, but I said, fuck Portugal. Now listen, here, have a guess who I said it'd win the World Cup this year. I said Portugal, right? I have 4 teams, yeah? England and Argentina, it'll be in one semi-final. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be one hell of a semi-final. England versus Argentina. Messi versus Kane. You know, sorry. Just a train. Fuck's sake, this is long done. Right, so what's your prediction, Luke, for tonight? So I put a fiver on England to win 3-1. Now, I'll be honest with you. I said Portugal 3-1. Someone just call me. No. I had a shave earlier myself. I shaved both my face and your head. Now you look like a skinhead. But I have done 10 times over the last several months. My brother's a baldy bastard as well, so don't worry about it, bro. Like, you know, I have a couple of pals at home that rock a bald head like Lucas, and I have a friend called Luke, believe it or not, same name. Yeah, I have a lot of time for him. Luke from Ballyferma, and then you have Luke from Baldoyle. I'm sure it's fucking Baldoyle. He said, you fucking go mad if I got this wrong. Hang on. Yeah, Baldoyle, yeah. Sure, the Baldoyle, Ballybrack, Ballymum, Ballyferma, Ballygo backwards. You know, what I did notice is we are 218 subs away from my target. Soon there'll be 200 subs. Soon we'll be in the hundreds. You know, it's nice when you set yourself a target. I got it. It's okay, I got it. Hang on. Oh, 1 sec, little man. I'm going to throw it over now, yeah? No problem. I'd like to say rest in peace to me cousin Lola. You know, and I'll see it on the other side. You know, it's like I went today, and so basically, right, I'm on this group called the Ark, yeah, and it's for ex-addicts, for current addicts, for alcoholics, and people with mental health issues and addictions and what have you. So there's a few people in the group that suffer with alcohol and drug addictions. There's some people in the group that are on control medications that are trying to come off that. There's people in there that are trying to come off ketamine. I didn't think ketamine was addictive. How naive. And there's a couple of people that are taking amphetamine and drinking 1.5 litres of vodka a day. So if you work that out over a week, that's over, fuck me, mate. Like, that's over 10 litres of vodka. Straight, you know. and the geezer was sweating his back out. Well, we were all sweating today because it's fucking 30 odd degrees in Manchester. Like, even when I was in the shower, I was like, I had it on cold, you know. 3-0 Portugal. Yeah, man. Well, I said, Mike, I said it'd be 4-1 to Portugal and Ronaldo to get a hat-trick. And listen, we just need fucking... they scored a belter, Uzbekistan, you know, but it was disallowed. Ronaldo was complaining, you understand, giving out he was like a woman. You know, here, you know what I mean? He kicked him. Fucking get out of his way, mate. What are you scared of? But I'll be honest with you, I didn't put no money on it, but I said, we all picked the team. I picked Portugal, and I'll be honest with you, right? I have 4 teams, right? Out of 48 teams, I picked 4, right? England, Brazil, Portugal. Hey, hang on, wait. Let me go through this again. So, England, Portugal, Argentina, and Brazil. Now, I think Portugal's going to win the World Cup, but I could be wrong. I think Argentina and England are going to be in one semi-final, and I think I think Portugal and Brazil will be in the other semi-final. Now, I could be fucking wrong. You know, we were supposed to put a bet on between the 3 of us, because the 3 of us here in this house, 3 brothers, right, that all like football, they all like boxing, all like UFC and all that caper, yeah. I'm going out tomorrow, and I'm gonna price up a couple of pairs of sparring mitts and a couple of other things, you know what I mean? So yeah, over to the Decathlon, you can get sparring and training mitts, you know, and pads and shit like that, you know. So, like I said, bro, here, can I head kick you? He's like, no, you fucking can't head kick me. I was like, why not? All right, then maybe not head kick you then, sorry. Head kick is the wrong word. Just test them, you know. Whoa, where did that cunt come from? It's 28 degrees in Dublin right now. Baldoyle, 25 degrees. Luke, isn't it an awful shame that Ireland aren't in the World Cup? You know, it's really sad when they didn't make it, you know, because I've lived in the UK the last 32 years and I've had to watch England qualify for every single competition, whether it be the Euros or the World Cup. And it's like, you know, it's like when you look back at the great Ireland teams, you know, under Jack Charlton and maybe not so great days under Mick McCarthy and, you know, too many egos. You know, Roy Keane and the super ego. Like, I remember when the book come out, I got it. And I used to read it on my dinner break. And, you know what I mean, the part where Holland was saying to him that time, he faked injury. You know what I mean, when he was a Leeds player? Or whatever, and stood over Keane when he pulled his hamstring. So he said, the first chance I get near him, I'm going to kick him. You know, and he ended his career. And I totally believe that Erling Haaland is purposely signed for Man City to punish Man United. That's what I believe. I truly believe that Erling Haaland is the devil, and he's one of the he's one of the best strikers in world football, and he's a strong kid. You understand? You see the Norwegians celebrating? Oh, roll, roll. You know, I love fans that, you know, like, do you know it's like $500 a ticket? I'm 36 now, going on 37 in December on St. Stephen's Day. I fucking hate that day, man. That's my mate's anniversary, that. You know, uh, yeah, heroin has destroyed loads of people I know, Luke. You know, like me, me best mate. He fucking on Boxing Day many years ago, Bert. I know he was smoking gear and went upstairs and he was having problems breathing and shit. And he went on the oxygen mask, you know, it's a nebulizer because his dad had chronic asthma and his dad heard two bangs like him falling over next to all. He heard another big bang being the oxygen bottle falling on his dad ran upstairs and he was blue, he couldn't breathe. You know, and he rang 999. He ended up having a mild cardiac infarction, being a heart attack, and died, man, on Boxing Day. I couldn't believe it. His dad rang me and he's like, Jude, he's gone. And I was like, what do you mean he's gone? Where? Has he got his phone with him? He's like, no, Jude, you don't understand. He's gone. I was like, what, gone where? He said, fucking dead, heaven, wherever it is. He's gone. I collapsed, mate. Because it's here, you know what I mean? And I posted a photograph, right? That's on my community page of me and him when we were on heroin. And I like that, you understand? And do you know what, right? Of all the mates that I've lost over the years, he has to be the hardest one to get past, you know? Like, he would have having a lot to do in in my kids' lives. I know he would. He would have been like, you know, yeah, you know, he's a good guy, like, you know what I mean, brave as fuck, like, a take a bullet for you, you know, that's the way he was made, you know. That one, I help everybody, like, see him, I look forward to seeing him again, you know, one day. We can play as much games at dawn as we want, man. But like I said, that's a long way off. You know, but I'm not gonna lie, like, I wish he was still here, you know. He'd love this YouTube thing, you know. That was when I was 16. Oh, it's a good game. After that, I went downhill. Well, Luke, do you know what really upset me? You know, when Thierry Henry handballed it into the net. And at the time, he was the ambassador for fair play. You know, and the French Federation paid the free Irish fucking Federation €5 million. You understand? Like, how is that fair? How is that even allowed? You know, like, that was fucking, you know what? I cried, I did. You know, me son was bawling, crying. Me uncle and me lad Dylan. He's 32 now, but he was a kid, he was bawling. Just as well they didn't have VAR back then. You know, it would have been ruled out. And maybe we would have qualified, I don't know, but it's disheartening when you see England qualify all the time. Like, even Scotland have qualified, and that's no disrespect to Scotland, because they've not participated for over 25 years or something like that, you know, and it's like, we don't have no leaders, no true leaders in our team, you understand? You fucking even look at my teammates sideways, mate. When I get the first opportunity, I'm going to kick you. You know, like, you win together and you lose together. You know, me bollocks, mate. You're not kicking any of my players or my teammates, because I'm going to catch you on the offside and, yeah, slide in. I'll take a yellow card. If I have to take a red one, so be it. You know, but red cards, you know, aren't good. Like, I remember Kane when he played for Man United and we were in the final against Juventus back in '99, you know, and he got a yellow card and he knew that he was going to miss the final, but as a competitor, he brushed it off and he said, fuck it, you know, I'm not playing in the final, but I'm gonna do everything to give me team a good chance of making that final. You know, so shout out to Keno. You know, like that must have been hard. Like Man United's treble winning captain, and in the Champions League he makes a foul. What's this, what you know what I mean? Which meant he wasn't gonna play in the final. You know what I mean? Him and Scholesy. Like I can see them in the suits. You know what I mean? Keno won't admit that, but I know that must eat at him. You know, getting into a Champions League final. You know, and back then it's like, you know, some of the teams, you know, that were in the Champions League, like my youngster, like my eldest lad, I used to take him to a lot of Champions League games, you know. And we'd be on the strip with them, were all the lads, and a few lads off this housing estate, and a few lads off other housing estates, and it's crazy. It's like we all had a certain thirst for football, and you know, and for a good row as well. You know, I got addicted to me going to football. Like I didn't always take me son. You know, when I didn't take me son, I was always on cocaine. You understand? It's like madness. You know, like being around head cases. You know, trying to navigate it. Like honestly, I couldn't write. I swear to God, but a lot of people trusted me. You know, cause I was reliable and I don't run. You know, like I said, I'm stupid like that. You know, like I said, I'm not a hard man or a bowsy or a tough guy. I can just have a go, you know, and I'll weigh my options up. You know, if I'm standing in front of somebody, I'll keep them at a distance, and if they get in me range, I'll tag them. You know, and it's either them getting tagged or me getting tagged, but there's no way you're gonna hit me, and I'm not gonna hit back. No way. It's not even gonna come to that, because if you get in me fucking range, mate, I'll just pop you. You know, I can't take chances like that with people. You know, where I'm from, you stand in front of somebody, you know, you're getting dropped. You know, you never go to a man's house. To all the people out there, listen, I'm not a fan of Danny G, and I'm not a fan of Murph. I don't like him, because I understand, I can see what he's doing. You understand? And anybody, it doesn't matter, you can call out people and say this is part of the dark side and all, but this cunt, that's what he's doing. You know what I mean? I'll be honest with you, I think they're all in it together. You know, Luke, thanks for coming in, and guys, if you're not right there, look, Terrain Air and Air, can you give him a sub? Because he's been sharing my fucking channel and give me a shout out on his channel. Alright, bro, no bother. I appreciate when people do nice things, like for instance, sharing your channel. Like, you mightn't think that's not a nice thing, but it is for me. You know, because the only way for other people's channels to grow is for other people like Luke there to believe in your channel. Like, I don't troll anybody, I don't make no money off this. This has always been about principle. Long story short, somebody who I trusted stole me first channel I had. That channel was called Fighting Back United. When I realised this cunt would make it a URL on my channel and he signed me out my own channel, I was devastated. It took me 4 years to get 600 subs, so I said, what am I going to do about it? What am I going to do? Am I going to do something? So I did do something. I started a new channel called STRAIGHTOUTTABALLYER and put a lot of energy into it. The first channel, 4 years, 600 subs. Bad effort. The next time, new channel, STRAIGHTOUTTABALLYER. 3 years, we're nearly on 5,000 subs. 9,000 fucking videos, mate. Probably over 30,000 lives. Fucking argue with me, go on. Nobody on here can argue with me. Nobody on here can say they made more content than myself. Argue with me. Go look. Tell me one person that's made nearly 9,000 videos. Tell me. Yeah, I'm waiting for the England game. Tell me if Ronaldo gets a hat-trick. I tried to call that one earlier on, but anyway, ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll be honest with you, man. I'm really trying to compete worldwide, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to be one of the best in the world. You get me?
And I believe you will be, my guy.
Yeah.
You're already there. You're already out there. On the mountain looking down, bro. It's another chapter.
Yeah.
Let's talk to him, bro.
Check. In the Mona Lisa, there's hundreds of layers of paint. Call this Da Vinci, cause there's hundreds of layers of paint. Listen.
Talk to him.
Yo, they ain't heard from me in a second. I've been knee deep in grieving, I've been needing a blessing. It's like the old me's deceased and I've just buried the coffin. But that's the price you pay for crazy progression. I need the best to be ballistic, I want bullet protection. Cause rappers start taking shots when they can smell a recession. I own the rights to all my music, that's a heavy collection. Now I'm a landlord, rent collecting is my profession. Watch the mic go up in flames like I do telekinesis. Fuck setting fire to the booth, I'm trying to blow it to pieces. See when you come up from the mud, you better shake up the leeches. I just think I'm the realest, and I go in the deepest. So when I speak, you see it vivid, like you're sleeping and dreaming. When I was younger, Uncle told me he was fighting a demon.
I don't know why you aren't getting notifications, but so I didn't put a bet on Portugal. Even though I said 4-1 and Ronaldo to get a hat-trick, I didn't put a bet on. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go 3-1 England and Harry Kane to score the very first goal. My brother has Harry Kane to score any time, but I've got him to score the first goal. I believe Harry Kane will score a couple tonight. He might even score a fucking hat-trick. You know, he's a smug prick. But I'll tell you one thing, man. In front of goal, he's clinical. He's ruthless. He doesn't miss. It's rare he misses. You know, he's great in the air and he can put the ball anywhere. You know, left, right, the goal in the middle. You know, and he's got great ability, Harry Kane, you know. Great striker, guys. You know what's just happened? Look, oh my God. That little robin over there, man, it's just been landed on the chair right next to me. You see that little guy there? What have you made, Dan? My Robin, Dan. Yeah, little Robin. You little Robin fuck. I got a bit of a suntan today. Can't you tell? Me bleeding face, look. I look like an Arab. Shout out to all the Scottish fans and the B-Rabs. How about that? So what score are you going tonight? Come on, talk to me. Because I'm going to have a couple of people here for the game, you know. I don't know what to do, whether to do a watch along for the England game. Oh, yeah, before I go, I want to inform you of something, right? So Mousy is coming to Manchester in a few weeks' time. He said, Jude, do you fancy meeting up? I was like, we're meeting up. I've a lot of time for Derek, you know what I mean? And if he's in the city, you know, it'd be rude not to go visit him. You know, or go meet him in town and go do a bit of content and go and have a fucking carvery or something after it. You know what I mean? I'll go into Tops. Hey, Mousy, if you're watching this live now, this evening, tonight, tomorrow, there's a banging place in Manchester. If you like Chinese food, hey, we can roll through. That's something we got to do. Yeah. You like Chinese food? We're gonna roll on through rather than roll on to. You know, we sent you a link on your earlier live stream. You sent me a link? What do you mean? Is it? Are you on Instagram, Luke? It'd be easier sending me through that. I'll fucking find a way to get me details to you. I do miss things sometimes. And the sun was blinding me eyes today and the sweat was burning me ices. You understand? So I had to close me ices because yeah. Bollocks. No bother, mate. I'll find a way. You know, I'll get one of the mods. The next time you put it in, I'll ask one of me mods, can they save it? You know. Oh, wait, hang on. I could use this phone, couldn't I? Yeah, I could go into my own live, couldn't I? And with this. 1 second, hang on, let me see. Oh, fuck, yeah, let me reply to these guys. Shout out straight out Middlesbrough. You know, shout out to Jamie, straight out Middlesbrough. I've just seen your message, bro. Shout out to Jamesy Higman, who is straight out of Middlesbrough. Straight out Middlesbrough, yeah. I left you a comment on your previous live stream. Mate, I'm fucking sorry if I missed it. Like, today, I'll be honest with you, mate, I've had a lot of shit on me mind, you know. Like, today, like, in this group that I've been going to, Routes to Recovery, they asked me how my weekend was. And I told them that I found out a family member had died in Ireland from heroin. Well, it wasn't Ireland, it was Scotland. You know, heroin is rife up there. There's fentanyl on the streets of Scotland and it's killing people. Heroin laced with fentanyl, cheap heroin laced with cheap fentanyl. It's 1,000 times more potent than heroin. That's scary. 1,000 times more potent, you know. You may as well just get a fucking syringe. You may as well just get a fucking syringe and see there. See that there? That's fucking ticking there. And stick it in there. It's fucking... Yeah, it's fucking popping out my neck. That's from lifting. It's like, do you understand me? Fucking... It's like that sticks out sometimes. You know, when I get tensed up. Mr. Crow, fuck you, yo. Yes, so I'm gonna go over to the cat lawn and have a look at some sparring mitts and some pads. You know, so... So, the end of next week sometime. Bro! When did you say we're going to do this fucking pad work?
I don't know, but when I finish when I just finish Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, man. It doesn't have to be this weekend. It can be next week sometime.
Yeah. We're gonna start anyway.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to it. You know, like I said, listen, mate, you don't forget to ride a bike. You don't forget to fly a kite. Do you understand? You don't forget to ride a bike, nor fly a kite. You understand? You don't forget when you catch your first fish. You know, you don't You don't forget when you catch your first fish, nor do you forget your first stitch. That goes on in here. You probably didn't notice it, but we've got a lot of damage, apparently. Anyway, I just wanted to share something with you, and I sent a link on your video previous live stream earlier today. Whenever you're free to check it out, it's there anyway. I'll have a look. Luke, I use me phone, you know, to do me lives. I don't use a laptop. So, you know, on your phone, the version of YouTube, you got a YouTube studio. But I appreciate it, and I appreciate you giving me a shout out on your channel. And guys, if you're not sub to that young lad in there, well, not so young, but a lot younger than me, 36. Wow. You know, I'll have a look at it, but I do appreciate you sharing it. It's like, cause let's have it right, bro, right? When I got a notification to see that you were sharing me channel, I was like, I really appreciate that, cause no one on YouTube gives a fuck, Luke. You know, unless they're making money. And I was like, you know what, yeah? I'm not gonna starve. You understand? I ain't gonna starve. I don't need people's money. This was never about money for me. But I do encourage people that I have helped, when they get their channel monetized, make as much money on YouTube as you can, super chats, all that. This is about principle. Everyone knows my channel was robbed, and I started a new one. And it wasn't about money, this was about principle and getting subs. I wasn't interested in membership fees, I was interested in racking up subs quicker than the last effort, which took 4 years to get 600. This time, it's taken 3 years to get nearly 5,000. You see the progress there. Okay. Okay, I like techno, you know what I mean? Tell you what else I like, right? And I've only recently, over the last couple of years, seen this. Have you seen that grabber teacher dancing? You know the way and they wear certain clothing, like the Air Max with the laces done a certain way, you know what I mean? That guy, grabber teacher. Fucking brilliant, and the hacker. I like him, he's a very positive guy. You know, but guys, like I said, in this World Cup, I'll be honest with you, Scotland, it's like against Brazil, is going to be one of the games of the tournament now. It'd be great if Scotland could get a draw. It'd be great if they could beat Brazil, but, you know, I'm rooting for Scotland, you know, I really am. And I'll be honest with you, I'm fucking sick listening to football's coming home. I wish you just fucking come home and fucking stay there. Just fucking, I don't have to listen about 1960 fucking 6 again. I fucking already know, you know, but like I said, I'm delighted Scotland's in it. You know, they're there on merit here, you know, and they've got great fans, the Scottish, you know what I mean? They like a good time and they turn up and They're very passionate, and they're decent fans, the Scots. You know what I mean? They bring a lot to the game. They're like a 12th man on the pitch, you know. But it's getting closer. 8 o'clock. Ooh, let me check something real quick. Yeah, and I used your razor and I shaved me bald with it. Ah, joke. I have my own razor. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, football. My live score. Let me see. Line them up. Has Ronaldo got that fucking hat-trick? Go on, my scores. Come on, will you, man? Loading. Loading. Loading on it. Fuck off. 5-0. Tell me Ronaldo's got a hat-trick. No. 5-0. I fucking knew it. I got that one wrong. I said 4-1. It's like it's fucking 5-0. A Messi own goal sees Portugal grab a 4. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, so 5-0 to Portugal. Rah. My man's got 5 goals done. Oh, lovely ball on the inside. Ronaldo places it in the corner. Take a bow, son. Shoo! I said Portugal would win the World Cup at the very start. That was my prediction, right? I said Portugal would win the World Cup. That was my prediction for Portugal to win the World Cup. Before the World Cup started, me and my brothers, we put our heads together and I said Argentina. I see England versus Argentina in one semi-final, and I see Portugal versus Brazil in another final. Can you imagine how epic that'd be? You understand? On paper, England have one of the best teams in the competition, and every game, all these big players are showing up and they're putting in shifts. You understand? It's like Ronaldo scored too. I said he scored a hat-trick today. You know, it's like I said 4-1, but it's 5-0, so you don't get them all right. And I have England 3-1. I have a 5 on it. I don't know what the odds are. Mark, what do you know what the odds are for England 3-1?
50 quid.
What do you mean?
I don't know, you have to show.
Oh, it must be 9-1 or something like that. Harry Kane 3-1. But like I said, Scotland are my team, my outsider. Hello, Eternal Gale. Norway are impressing. Hey, they're doing that. Oh, like that. Like Norway, I'll be honest with you, Erling Haaland's first World Cup, and he started with a bang. You know, I'll be honest with you, he puts the fear of God into me. You know, he's big, he's strong, he's Norwegian, you know, and he's come to haunt Man United in the Premier League, but at an international level, he scored 4 goals now, I think, a couple in each game. He's getting payback for his staff for what Kane did. I'm fucking telling you now. You know, but playing for Norway, like if you look at all the countries with ballers on the team, like if you look at England, Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, Marcus Rashford, fucking whoever else, it's like. Then you have Portugal. Look at all the stars on there: Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, it's like. And tonight England are playing Ghana. That won't be an easy game. Ghana ain't gonna roll over. I love seeing that shit, you know what I mean? Like fans, you know, because we can all look, whether you know it or not, but people can unite through football. You know, like there's a few people I didn't really get on YouTube, but see through football, we had a connection. It's mad. Bal Doyle, you know, not bad. Eternal Gale, you see him there, that Luke, sub to his channel, bro. He's a good fella. You know what I mean? He's always sharing other people's channel, like, you know what I mean? That's selfless to me, you know, and it's noble, you know. Like, I didn't even realise when Luke started sharing my channel, I noticed the notification pop up, and I was like, and then I seen on his channel, he shared my channel also, and a few other people's channels. So everybody's channel that he puts in like the description, I clicked on every single one and subscribed to every single channel. I was already subbed to a few of them, but whatever ones I wasn't, you know, because that's how you network with people. Other people believe in you, and you don't have to ask them to share your shit. And what you know then and what you see happening is, it's like your channel gets bigger. And I'm a firm believer in karma is the best failure. And I also believe in karma, and what comes around goes around. And I predicted this 4 years ago. A couple of people on here, I won't say their names, took the piss just because I was Irish. And the English channels controlled the narrative back then. You understand? I'm not going to mention certain channels to give them fucking airtime. But a couple of them took the piss just because I was Irish. You know, like, don't hate a person just because they're from a certain country. Have receipts. Make sure it's warranted. Do you understand? It's like I did nothing on anybody and they made it their business to steamroll me. And I said, one day I'm going to come back and I'm going to bring a couple of channels with me. 22 straight out of somewhere channels. 22 people have changed the name of the channel to Straight Out of Somewhere. Imagine that. That's only a small piece of the puzzle, because I know things you don't know. I'll show you my hand for next month. Mousy is coming over on the Mind Your Own Business. It doesn't matter when. I'll tell you near the time what date he's coming. I told you today, I'm sure. Now, it'd be rude for me not to go into town and to meet up with Derek. You know, and show him around the city, and he likes making content, so yeah, that's an invitation I can't turn down. Do a bit of content with Mousy in Manchester, and then when he gets back, it's like do his podcasts. You know, I've got a gift for you, Mousy. I got you, bro. I've got a gift for you, bro. To help you podcast. You know. I've got a banging microphone and boom for you there, bro, yeah? For your podcast, right? You know, you have to help your fellow countrymen, you know what I mean? And I know he said he was waiting on equipment, so I don't know whether the equipment's turned up or not, but I've got equipment there I'm going to give to him. that I'm not going to use. You know what I mean? I use my phone, me. I don't need a microphone and stuff like that. But I have a couple of bits there, yeah. That were given to me as a gift. You know, and like I said, it's like I like to see my own countrymen making a little ripple in this community. Like Mousie's on over 30,000 subs. It's like, and he's trying to start up his podcast, and it's like I think it would be a great idea. And the fact that he's coming over here, I'd be stupid of me not to meet up with him. You know, do a bit of content, and I don't know whether he wants to come up to the Etihad and what have you, like, and but like more near the time, I'll ask him what does he want to do. I think he's over for 2 days, so you know, meet up with him. I think on the Sunday at least, yeah. You know, because when you come over to a city, you don't want to be meeting people straight away. You want to explore and go around your first day and have a look around the shops and do whatever and what have you. So I don't want to impose. So the second day I'll link him. You know, I'm really looking forward to it. I am, because he's a very humble fella. You know, and I like noble men. I don't like I said. I don't like people with egos and attitudes. And he's very humble. He is, Mousy, and he's got a monster of a channel. You know, but it's because of his personality. People gravitate towards characters like Derek. You know, he's very noble and humble. Yeah, what's it like in that hostel? Is the food alright? I've watched how he operates, yeah, and it's like he's ways of getting stuff out of foreigners, right? No disrespect to any Aladdin, whatever, right? But you understand it's like his ways, like, you know, and it's like it's brilliant to watch. You know, but listen, I'm going in to watch. Speaking of watching something, I'm going in to watch. Look, yeah, listen. Look, it looks like we're in Spain here, you know. Don't be horrible feet. You know, look, I'm on holiday. Look here. You know, we have the gazebos out. You know, you never even know. Later on, I might do a celebration and end up in that fucking thing over there. You know, uh, that's for a hammock. You know, look at here. It's for a hammock. You get me? Yeah, go on, swing for me, daddy. Yeah. Forget it. Oh, give me that. You know, right here, I better pick that up because that has a bit of significance. You stay over there, yeah. Shout out to me cousin Lola. You know, no,
Judd, could you just grip them shorts for me, please, bro? I'm sorry to wash you.
yeah, of course I can. Do you want the top as well?
Yeah, please, bro, if you don't mind.
So what bet have you put on? What bet did you put on?
I'm going to show you now.
Okay.
We're going to split everything no matter what anyway, yeah?
Alright, sweet as. Yeah. Yeah. So, what scoreline did you go?
Well, we've got 2-1, we've got 3-1,
Yeah.
we've got 3-2, and we've got 4-0.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Tell you what else is not bad. Look, that's just sitting there waiting for daddy. Right, guys, I'm gonna end the live. Okay. I'd like to say good luck to England. You know, good luck to England. You know, Ghana are playing England tonight. Now, I have a few neighbours across the road that are from Ghana. I have a lot of respect for people from Ghana, because only for people from Ghana I'd be doing a life sentence. and I wouldn't be able to see me kids, you know what I mean? I'd be fucking up on it. I'd probably be in Wakefield for crushing someone's head like a pumpkin, for hitting a chick in front of me and throwing out a fob, you know. Like I have triggers. Number 3 triggers. I have 3 triggers: hitting kids, hitting women, and hitting animals. Bad trigger. 5-0 Uzbekistan. I thought Ronaldo would get a hat-trick, so we have a few bets there. So guys, thanks for coming in. But you see Eternal Gale there. If you're not sub to his channel, can you do that for me, please? If you're not sub to Luke's channel there, trying to Erde, can you do that? And I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Like I said, look, we're watching the football, me and this Bowsy here. I'm trying to get as brown as him, you know. I said to myself, like, bro, just shave that fucking hair off your face. But anyway, I hope you all have a good night. I'll probably be back for half an hour in a little bit, but I'm gonna watch the build up. It's like, you know, I think the game's on. Kick off at 9, is it?
Yeah.
Right, it's kicking off at 9, so I'm gonna put my phone on charge, right? And I might be back, right, if my predictions are right. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming in, and I'll talk to you later, maybe, right? Boom. Hey! What the fuck? It won't end. Why won't it end? 1 second.